Hello everybody and welcome. Now that the winter solstice has, I believe, officially hit here in the US, I figured we would do a couple more chili runs. Today, we're going to see if I can beat Pokemon Emerald using only a Walrein. Now, I know what may be asked, why am I using a Walrein instead of a Spheal? And that's for two reasons. One, because I wanted to. Two, it's a Pokemon that I've never got to use, so I kind of just want to see how it goes. Don't worry, I've got some challenges coming up that I'll be suffering with coming up soon enough, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and take a look at Walrein, and honestly, it's got pretty poor coverage. Ice Ball, Ice Beam, and Aurora Beam are fine enough moves, so from a power perspective, it's not bad. It can learn Body Slam, which is good, and by TM it can learn Earthquake. So I have a pretty good idea of which moveset we're probably going to have. It's just other than that, there isn't much to be able to be learned in regards to coverage. From a stats perspective, he's pretty good. The only stat he's lacking in is his speed, but he's tanky enough to hopefully not have to worry about it. I can see Tate and Liza being a bit of a problem, and I have to imagine that Steven will be a bit of a challenge given the level jump. But we have a mild nature, which boosts special attack but decreases regular defense, and we have thick fat, which makes fire and ice moves do a bit less to us. The beginning of the game isn't much for us to look at, but we do give the rival Torchic, which is likely going to be the hardest for us to face. While the attack moves will be neutral, I couldn't think of anything that would be a challenge, truthfully. Her team isn't that great no matter what starter you pick, so it's fine. With the beginning rival fight, it's almost like there wasn't one. With us being a Final Four Mon, I have a sneaking suspicion that we're going to stomp the first half of the game. The Curb Stomp leads us through the entirety of the forest. Now, I normally state this every video just in case you may not be familiar with my videos, but I don't cover many of the Magma and Aqua fights. There are a lot of them, so we typically only cover the important battles just like we do with Team Rocket in prior games. After some travel, we're in Rustboro City, and it's time to fight Roxanne. She first sends out a Geodude, and we open up with Ice Ball to take it out in one shot. She sends out another Geodude, and Ice Ball gains power every successive hit, and absolutely one-shots it. And last is Nose Pass, and we continue our Icy Train of Doom, taking it to yellow. Getting hit with Rock Tomb as the berry activates. The Oran Berry heals it a decent little bit, before a final Ice Ball connects to take it down and win the first badge. So, that lets us go ahead, rescue Pico, and then it's time to hit the ocean. Brawly may be a bit of an issue, not because he's going to have super powerful Pokemon, by any means, but fighting moves can decimate an ice Pokemon. But let's see how we do. Brawly sends out Machop, and we start with Ice Ball strats to see how we do. It does about half, and we get hit with Karate Chop, then take it out next turn. Metatite is next and uses Focus Punch, and we missed Ice Ball, so we get knocked to 1 HP. There's some back and forth Body Slam and healing, and we take it down. However, Makuhita comes out, and it knocks us out. It takes a few different attempts, because of course it does. Ice Ball, while it's powerful, isn't the most reliable move. However, about 3 attempts in, you see us repeat the exact same process with Machop, and as Ice Ball gains power, we could take out the Metatite this time, and then take out the Makuhita with the buffed up Ice Ball, and move on. As we go through the game, I have a feeling Ice Ball is going to be pretty important. It starts at 30 base power, and then by turn 5, it gets up to 480, plus the same type attack bonus added onto that. And now, I'm going to be honest, I'm bad at math, but I know that's a good chunk of damage. If I had Defense Curl and was able to add that to it, it would actually double that damage, but I don't think Walrein has the capacity to learn it in this game, so during this time, we're able to complete some more of the game, and more of the Magma Aqua plotline before going to one of the harder May fights in these solo runs. May starts off with Wingull, and we start with Body Slam to take it down in one shot. Next up is Combuskin, and we swap over to Water Gun, which knocks it out. Last up is Lombre, and we swap back to Body Slam to take it to yellow as it uses Absorb, and then with one more Body Slam, it goes down to win the battle. Now, for this particular gym leader coming up, he is horrifying, especially with a Water-type Pokemon as your solo Mon. Voltorb is first and uses Spark, and we get paralyzed, but we do hit it and take it out in one shot. The two following Pokemon also go down in a single shot, but unfortunately, as the Magneton comes out, we stay paralyzed, and pretty soon after we get taken out between staying paralyzed and not having enough power to back up our HP pool. It takes a few attempts, and we do look for a paralysis berry, but none are nearby, so we try again, and Voltorb is first and goes down to a single Aurora Beam. Electrike is next, and we use Aurora Beam again, and it also goes down to one shot. When Manectric comes out, for some reason he swaps to Magneton, which just gets us a free hit. We do get paralyzed, but we can take it out with Aurora Beam. We use Water Gun on Manectric and get taken all the way down to 6 HP, but thankfully we're still able to attack and take it down to win the battle, and that lets us move on. With Flannery, it's actually a pretty easy battle, given the fact that we have a final stage Mon. As weak as Water Gun is, we're able to one-shot the first three of her Pokemon. The Torkoal she has does manage to hang on in the yellow, but only sets up a Sunny Day before it also goes down. With that out of the way, we're able to head back to Norman, and we'll see which of the two Mons is the tankiest. It's slacking, by the way. It's slacking by a lot. Have you seen his HP stat? I think his HP is actually one of the, if not the biggest in the game. If it weren't for the Truant ability, Slaking? If it weren't for the Truant ability, Slacking would be an absolute monster to have to go against. Norman sends out Spinda, and we open with Ice Ball, doing right around half. The Spinda responds with Teeter Dance, but we do manage to push past that and take it out. Next up is Slacking, and Ice Ball hits it below half as we snap out of Confusion. Norman thankfully only responds with Facade, and the next Ice Ball ends up taking it out. Vigoroth is next as the final stage of Ice Ball lands to make it an easy one-hit, and last is Lanoon. Lanoon is not much of a concern as we take it below half and get hit to nice HP before we take it down with another Body Slam, wrapping up another gym badge. Now we're able to start getting to the back half of the game, and there's a little Team Aqua nonsense at the Weather Institute along with a May fight, both of which aren't anything too difficult. Normally, as I start making my way towards Fortree City, I feel a sense of dread. I've seen Winona's Altaria destroy too many hopes and dreams, along with my own challenge runs, having difficulty with her. Let's see how that goes now that we have a Pokemon with Ice-type moves. Also, before we start the battle, is watching Ice Ball strategies pan out in a perfect way interesting to you all? Or do you prefer watching something with a bit more diverse of a move set? Obviously, I know that there's only 4 move slots, so you can only get so diverse, but I know that I enjoy gambling with the luck and testing out when the appropriate time to use the move is, but I'm just curious what you all think. With Winona, we take out the Swablu she sends out with a single critical hit Aurora Beam. The Tropius goes down to Aurora Beam, and the Pelipper also goes down to a one-shot critical hit Aurora Beam. Next up is Skarmory, who survives in the yellow, but only hits a soft Steel Wing before it goes down. Finally, it's the Altaria, and we can take it down with a final Aurora Beam to win the battle and the badge. While we do some traveling, if you've made it to this point in the video, as always, thank you. I've been enjoying using Walrein in this run, and I've actually started working on the Glaceon and Leafeon run, while also still trying to keep up with the Christmas runs. Somehow, I ended up getting ahead on videos and had multiple runs started. I don't know how it happened, but maybe it means that I won't be staying up late to edit videos the night before they drop. Though now that I say it out loud, I know that's not going to be the case. For the Leafeon and Glaceon run, you may have to be a bit patient though, since I had to do things a little bit differently. I had to randomize the ROM, and the wild encounters are horrifying, but finding a Regigigas lurking in the apparently monstrously tall grass made me laugh far more than it should have. So, I am working on it, it just may take a little bit. But let's get back to the run. With the plot rolling on, we find ourselves facing Maxie, and once more, there just isn't much to cover. Iceball does a fantastic job tearing through his team one mon at a time, and with Maxie out of the way, we go through a little more world-ending storyline, then head on over to the next gym battle. Tate and Liza are always a challenge, no matter if you're solo running or a Nuzlocke. Their Pokemon work rather well together, and I expect this to be no different. We use the Wingull as our cannon fodder, since it can only growl most times, and we open up with Surf with our Seal. Normally, I try to stay somewhat stingy with my move slots, but Surf is far better than Water Gun, and it hits both targets while leaving mine safe. Not that it matters in this event. Surf takes Claydol down below half at about a quarter damage to Xatu, and Xatu obliterates by poor Wingull. Claydol uses Ancient Power for a little damage, but thankfully no boost, and with that, we can take it out next turn with Surf and knock the Xatu down the red. Solrock is next, and Xatu sets up Sunny Day, meaning Surf isn't really doing the best damage. We can take down the Solrock, but not before it delivers a Solar Beam for a decent bit of damage. And the Xatu is steadily pinging us as well. After that, it's just one more Psychic from a Calm-Minded boosted Xatu to end our first attempt. With the second attempt, we go ahead and take out the Xatu with an Aurora Beam. This way, it can't set up with Calm Mind or Sunny Day. When the Solrock comes out, we hit it and the Claydol with Surf, taking the Claydol out. After that, we could use another Surf to take out both Solrock and Lunatone with just a few more turns, and that leads us to a fairly easy victory. More often than not, I usually end up avoiding the Xatu, but I guess in this particular instance, destroy it before it can set up against me. With that, you guess it is more Magma and Aqua plotline, and this time it's time to face Archie. Now, this time, Archie actually does take a few tries, because when we confront him in the cave with Kyogre, due to horrid confusion luck, we lose multiple times. But for this battle, we avoid that, and it goes down to a few body slams. Then an Aurora Beam takes down the Crobat, and then two more Aurora Beams take down the Sharpedo, and that wins the battle. With more storyline done and over with, we only have one more gym leader left, and he starts off with sending out Love Disc. We can take it to yellow and paralyze it as Juan heals up. Then we can take it back to yellow and knock it out. With the Whiscash, we can take it to yellow as we get hit with Earthquake before we take it out with another. With Celio, we don't take it to quite half, and unfortunately it retaliates with Body Slam and paralyzes us, whittling us down before we hit it. With Crawdaunt, we hit it with Aurora Beam, and knowing that the Kingdra is next, we actually start with Ice Ball, hitting the Crawdaunt 2 times to take it out. The third Ice Ball takes the Kingdra to red as it double teams. Juan heals up, and then gets knocked out with the next Ice Ball, winning us the last badge and first try. Now that the badges are done, we can go ahead and head to Victory Road, but we do have one more thing to take care of, and that's Wally. Altaria is first and goes down to a single Aurora Beam, and the same could be said about the following Roserade. Despite having plenty of time to do so, Magneton honestly doesn't do much and does get healed, but we take it down without much of an issue, and Delcatty, well, I often forget about Delcatty, and you should too. Gardevoir and I trade attacks for a little while, and while it does get me down to 44 HP, we do outspeed it and take it down to win the battle, and that makes us get to the Elite Four. With the Elite Four, I have mixed emotions about it. I don't think Sydney or Phoebe are going to be too terribly difficult. I think that Drake is going to be an absolute pushover. However, I think that Glacia and the Champion, I think both of them are going to be quite difficult given their typing. But we'll see what happens. We first have to see how we do against Sydney. Sydney first sends out Mightyena, and we open up with a Body Slam, and we do get Sand Attack before taking it out with a crit. The Cacturn hits us with Needle Arm, and we miss, but then we take it out with an Aurora Beam. Absol comes out, we use Aurora Beam as it Swords Dances, then spend a turn missing before taking it out with Surf. With Shiftry, we miss as it uses Double Team, and then take it down with the next attack, which I'm thankful for, given the fact that we have a Sand Attack against us and a Double Team. Last is Crawdaunt, and we paralyze it on the opening Body Slam, miss our next turn, and then take it out to win the battle. Phoebe is next, and she usually starts with Dusclops, and it likes to waste time protecting. Now, I'm gonna be honest, we do spend a lot of time losing this battle, because Curse is just horrid. So we end up whiting out and fighting Sydney a few times to make our way back to Phoebe. Phoebe first sends out Dusclops, and as said, it likes to waste time with some Protect Stall and drain our PP. However, we are able to eventually push past that, the Confusion Luck, and do take it out with a couple Surfs. From there, we can start using Ice Ball on the opposing Pokemon and manage to get her all the way down to her last Sableye. with just using Ice Ball before using Aurora Beam to take it down and moving on to the Elite Four member I am honestly the most frightened for, and that's Glacia. Glacia has a lot of tanky Pokemon, and none of them are weak to my moves, and my trump card of Ice Ball is going to be directly resisted. But let's see how we do. Celio is first, and we open up with Body Slam and then swap to Surf. Ice Ball doesn't do much as we predicted, so we swap back to Body Slam and manage to take it down, but we're already worn down. When the Glalie comes out, we manage to do a little bit of damage before ultimately going down. This battle takes a while, and I mean a while. So, after a lot of attempts, we open up with Body Slam, and 3 Body Slams are about what we need to take down the Celio, but we need to avoid getting paralyzed in the process, which we do. Glalie comes out and we Body Slam it and paralyze it, then take it down with a few Surfs. Then we repeat the process on the next Celio and the next Glalie. When Walrein comes out, we're out of Body Slam and just keep surfing until we can finally take it down, only managing to do so due to a critical hit that lets us move on to the next battle, Drake. Drake first sends out Shelgon, another Pokemon that likes to protect to stall the battle as much as possible. It protects twice before Aurora Beam takes it down. The Salamence does end up getting off a Rock Throw before going down. The Altaria is a one-shot, and then with the Kingdra, we do Aurora Beam it down as it uses Dragon Dance, and after the heal up, we do a single Body Slam to paralyze it, then a few more Aurora Beams take it down. Last up is Flygon, and it goes down to a one-shot to win us the battle. But wait, there's more! With the champion, we can typically make it past the Wailord, but then the Ludicolo comes out and knows a Giga Drain, so we don't stay alive for too long. Once again, this takes a long time, and a lot more levels than I would have thought, to be honest. At level 80, and about a dozen attempts in, we have a pretty good rhythm. We also make sure to have a Pecha Berry equipped since they like to poison us, whether it's from the Tentacruel's, I want to say Sludge Bomb, or the Bilotic straight up Toxic. It's nice to have this berry equipped because we lost a lot of attempts due to poison damage. So, at this level, we can take out the Wailord with a Body Slam and a Surf. With Ludicolo, we Body Slam it, paralyze it, then take it down next turn. With the Tentacruel, the luck lines up in a fun way, and we actually end up paralyzing it and then taking it down next turn. Milotic, however, is one that we spend a long time fighting, and the Pecha Berry actually saves us from a Toxic, but Milotic likes to spam Recover. Eventually, after what feels like an eternity, we swap to Ice Ball, and it builds up enough strength to take it out, and then take out the next Mon without an issue. Last but not least is Gyarados, and 2 Aurora Beams do the job, and with that, we've won the challenge, but we're not quite done. If you've played the game before, there's a not-so-secret Steven fight hidden in Meteor Falls, and we gotta try and see how we do. Once again, equipping a Pecha Berry because Skarmory likes the Toxic a lot. This time, however, probably because we have a berry equipped and we're prepared, it just doesn't use it, and we take it down in 3 Ice Balls, as it only sets up Spike and uses Wing Attack. Claydol goes down with another Ice Ball, and then a Max Power Ice Ball knocks out the following Cradily. Armaldo goes down to a Surf, and so does Aggron, and then the Metagross goes to about half, hits us with Meteor Mash. I immediately inhale sharply, thinking it will do a lot more, which it doesn't. The berry heals it, and then we actually get a critical hit Surf to knock it out for the win. That was a lot different than I thought that this final fight would go. To be honest, I thought that the Metagross would cause us a lot more trouble. Overall, with Walrein, it wasn't that bad at all. There was a lot of relying on luck due to Ice Ball, but overall, I think it was a fun run. I have another couple weeks of winter-themed videos, and hopefully going to be finishing up some evolutions, and I did think of a fun video that I may drop on Christmas. Honestly, it just kind of depends on scheduling. I know that I said that I am working on multiple videos, but that doesn't mean that I'm necessarily ahead, but we'll see what happens. As always, if you like the video, even if you didn't like the video, hit the like and subscribe button, because it really does help me out. And until next time, everybody, peace out.